If you're a fan of the immersive sim and the looking glass style of games, keep an eye on Peripeteia. You could check out the most recent demo, which I'll have in the description and pinned in the comment section. It's not like most of the Steam Next Fest demos where it won't be available after the festival is done. It's something I feature in my video on upcoming indie immersive sims. It's had a number of improvements since its first iteration of the demo. It's still a work in progress, so expect bugs and jank, but it's the good kind of jank, from a small team who has a lot of passion for what they're doing. In Peripeteia, we play as Marie. Marie is a super soldier mercenary in an alternate history cyberpunk Poland in a post-Soviet city. Graphics feel somewhere in between a low-poly PS1 look that's fairly common these days and something on the Dark Engine. But it doesn't have that feel like most indie games. While the game is made in Unity, the levels were designed with Hammer, Valve's level editor, giving it more of that source game feel like City 17 of Half-Life 2 and Divine Eye. It wears its Blade Runner influence on its sleeve and pulls it off well, and meshing it with a post-Soviet city gives it a familiar yet distinct style. Speaking of distinct style, Marie has a very distinct style, which you could see when switching to the third-person perspective or in conversations. She stands out from everything and everyone around her. I've seen some feedback about her appearance being out of place, but that is the point that the developers said they're going for. In a way, Marie reminds me of Marina from Mischief Makers, not on the appearance or the similar name, but more on the sound she makes. While Marina is well known for shake shake, shake shake, with Marie, it's going to be because there's a lot of hopping that you're going to be doing in Peripeteia. You could hop up on a number of surfaces and shimmy up further. There's plenty of ladders as well. Instead of moving up and down, you'll hop up or drop then grab to go down. It works quite well. Verticality is the name of the game here. What we have here is a sprawling world. To paraphrase a man well known for telling sweet little lies, see that building? You could climb it. It does take a bit to get used to, but before you know it, you'll be navigating your way up and down quickly. You'll look at the world around you as a sandbox where if you get creative enough, you can get there. For example, similar to how you could use landmines in Deus Ex to hop up, you could stab your saber into the wall to shimmy up on it to get up to higher up places. Just don't do what I do and stab into the wall as I fall and not grab onto it, because that saber works really well for stealth kills. We can also make use of our implants to jump higher, along with night vision, invisibility, greater strength, and slowing down time. There's now a stealth meter in the bottom left to show how visible and how loud you are being. There are distinct cues as well if enemies are suspicious or aware of you. Gunplay feels fairly solid, but you have to be careful because it's not going to take much for enemies to shoot you down. What makes this currently frustrating is the current build has long load times, even with a solid state drive, but this is more performance issues due to it being a work in progress, so I'm guessing that'll be taken care of. Reloading is a little different, where you have to go into your inventory, unload the magazine, load the bullets into the magazine, and then reattach the magazine to the gun. I don't really have an issue with this since I took more of a stealth approach, so I wasn't constantly running and gunning. As a result, you'll have to put a bit more thought into your combat encounters instead of just reloading over and over like any other shooter. Whether it's something I get frustrated over the course of the whole game of Peripeteia, I guess I'll have to wait and see. The game is pretty cryptic in regards to dialogue and directions. One feedback I have for the dialogue is how the font switches in size when there are longer pieces of dialogue. All the devs have mentioned they will fix it. I have noticed that the devs are very active in regards to feedback, and very prompt to answer on their Discord, and they've popped up several times in the Steam Next Fest threads on 4chan responding to feedback on the game. I feel in this day and age for indie development, this could be a bit of a double-edged sword. It's great that you get the word out about your game and get feedback quickly, but could end up developers trying to correct every little thing and end up creating something that's more designed by committee than what their initial vision was. Of course, there's the other side of the coin, where devs can get too headstrong and not listen to any feedback they get and stay with their vision. I've noticed so far that devs for Peripeteia are striking that fine balance of being firm in their vision of the game, but also recognizing the feedback of things that need more tweaking. Granted, it does also help when you're making a niche game compared to trying to build something that needs to sell 5 million copies to be considered a success. In regards to directions, there currently is no journal in the demo, although that's something that will be added in. Talking to others will give us some basic directions, and from there, it's off for us to go and explore. And that's really the name of the game in Peripeteia, is exploration. It's very much a sandbox in how you want to approach it. Being able to get around nearly everywhere gives us the players so much choice in how we want to approach things. For example, I took the gondola across to an area where I was trespassing, started stealthing my way through, and ended up tailing these guards going up the stairs with this great music playing. Background music is fantastic as well, but there are moments where the soundtrack comes frontmost and center that really starts to stick out. These tracks are slamming. I ended up stumbling across a computer and hacking it and made my way to the top, and slowly cleared out the room of enemies. Or another example, I was just exploring, hopping my way around, and eventually came across an elevator that took me to the ground level, only to be chased by tanks. While I did die, I at least got some of these tanks to accidentally destroy their own. The map is absolutely sprawling, yet fairly quick to get across. We're very much given these tools and allowed to get creative in how we want to approach it, that good old immersive sim design philosophy. So keep an eye on Peripeteia, check the description and the pinned comment for where you could get the demo, as what I've been able to play so far looks very promising.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill.